Hey guys, Bushcraft family, Bushcraft family back again with another video. Starting out really good, aren't we? It's time for our weekly market review. For those who new coming in here, weekly market review is kind of like a cheat sheet of shortages or price hikes of produce. And it's used by farmers and distributors and things to determine the prices of things. If there's a shortage coming, or the size of things, or just supply. And like I said, it's a good way to kind of gauge if there's going to be any shortage coming up. So let's go ahead and get started with this, shall we? Let me go ahead and switch this over. There we go. And we're going to start with asparagus. First of all, this is for August 13th. The markets are steady, but may increase as produce transitions to the new regions in Mexico. Quality is fair to good with cedar and some lots. Okay, and that's asparagus. And here we go with the avocados. Before we get started with the avocados, I'll go over to what like the 40 count and 48 count and 70 to 84 count is. They have a crate, and whatever they can get into that crate, the more they can get into it, the higher the number it is. That means the smaller the size of the fruit. So when they say 70 to 84 count, that means they got 70 to 84 into that crate, which means they're really small. So that's how they go about gauging those. The Mexican harvest remains light, with the size curve being a large concern. 40 count and larger are non-existent. That's a bold statement right there. So the bigger size avocados is non-existent. So, and we have 48 to 60 count are light with high demand, and 70 to 84 count are the bulk of the harvest. With light overall volumes, markets are increasing. Number 2 produce is less than 2% of the harvest. California and Peruvian volumes will continue to decline. Not looking good for avocados there. Then we have green beans. Eastern supplies are light, quality is good, and the market and demand are stronger. Western supplies are tight with fair quality. Berries. Blackberries, blueberries, and raspberries. Raspberries and blackberries supplies are good. Quality is fair to good. Blueberries supplies are declining with the reduced production in the Pacific Northwest. Markets are becoming more active. Quality is fair to good. And we're going to move up here to strawberries. The market is firmer with strong demand as yields continue to drop in the Salinas and Watsonville regions. Labor challenges are on the rise. Yep. That's going to be a thing just everywhere. It's hard to find people that's working or want to work. Again, we're country's paying people to stay home. And the way things are going right now could be very close to another lockdown. Um, I've said it before, and like I said, it's if things go the way they are, more than likely there's going to be a lockdown of some sort. I know some places are already making it mandatory for masks to be worn again, and pretty soon it's going to gradually go to that next stage to lock down again. And I know, like Australia, they've been dealing with lockdowns left and right. So yeah, and once we get that lockdown situation again, stores are going to be slim pickings. And as it is right now, if you have watched my last video that was on Friday, my second to last video, yeah, things are quite slim. But let's get to this. Broccoli and cauliflower markets are steady with improved yields in California, coupled with quite demand. Mexican produce is challenged. Broccoli quality is fair to good with occasional mechanical damage and pin rot in some lots. Cauliflower quality is fair to mostly good with tight mechanical damage and small jacket. Okay. Celery. Supplies are good to cover demand. Yeah, that's almost not worth even putting up there. Okay. Citrus, lemons, limes, and oranges. Lemon markets are steady. District 2, California coastal areas, is heavy to choice fruit. Quality is good. Imports continue to arrive, supporting domestic volumes. Limes as cost increases in Mexico market are firming up, and number one yields continue to decline. And we'll cut it from right there, and we're going to go up here to our top five. Top five is somewhat of a top five alerts and things like that. And the number one is Brussels sprouts. Demand exceeds supply, coupled with sizing issues. Chili peppers. Supply remains very tight. Cilantro, again, is on here. Heat has slowed growth, coupled with quality issues. And again, mushrooms. Overall supply challenges persist, particularly for oyster, portobello, and shiitake. And shallots. Supplies are very light. So, like I said, those things are something to look at, and our outlook is pretty much our weather and whatnot. West Coast is the West Coast. It's hot. Mexico, tropical storm Lindy may impact higher elevations with thunderstorms and possibly hail. And that's bad for our plants and stuff. Hell is. East Coast is tropical depression. Fred could bring rain, wind, impact the western parts of Florida, and which is bad. If it gets too windy, it's bad on our plants and stuff. So this continues from the citrus. Fruit is expected to become scarce once the new production cycle begins to harvest. Markets are day to day, subject to availability. And number two, limes extremely tight. Quality continues to suffer. Orange markets are steady on large fruit. 88 count and smaller are firming up, and 138 count is very tight. Quality is fair with regreening in some Valencia lots. And then we have cucumbers. Supplies are light on strong demand and good quality in the west. Supplies are steady with very good quality and moderate demand. Well, it's good because they're not short on the long cucumbers this time. Eggplants. Markets are stronger with good quality, light supplies in the east. Western supplies are extremely light from California. Mexico produce is preferred due to quality, but supplies are limited. Grapes, green and red. Green grapes are mostly steady on good volumes. Red grape supplies are short. Heat and labor issues are pushing improved red volumes out a couple weeks. Lettuce, iceberg leaf, and romaine. Yields are declining, and the market expected. I'll get it out. To see increasing signs of activity over the next 2 to 4 weeks. See Fresh Press Plus for quality species. Melons, cantaloupes, and honeydews. Sizing has been mostly 9 count, coupled with a good percentage of 12 count for cantaloupes. Quality is strong with solid bricks levels. Honeydew production is slightly up. Sizing is heavier to 5 count and larger, but there is a good number of 6 count. Onions. Onion market are mostly steady. Washington is harvesting, but sizing is heavy to small produce. ID is declined due to heavy rain. Quality alert for good shallot supplies are very limited and are with very active markets until September. Okay, peppers, red and yellow. Eastern green bell supplies light, coupled with good demand and quality. Red and yellow bell supplies are extremely short in the east. Western red supplies and markets are steady. Yellow bells will become shorter and markets should adjust accordingly. Green bells supplies are quality are good on steady demand. And potatoes. Markets are active as the transition is slowly starting. The size profile is smaller and yields are lower over the next month. Sizing will become challenging, especially for 40 to 70 count. Quality is fair with skinning possible on the new crop. Then we go into our squash, yellow squash and zucchini. Eastern zucchini and yellow squash supplies are extremely short. Quality is good and the demand is strong. Western squash supplies are limited on yellow and zucchini to a lesser extent. Demand is very good. Relief may start late next week. Okay, so alert on the squash. Tomatoes, round and Roma markets continue to improve as volumes increase. Grape and cherry markets and supplies are steady. Campria, beefsteak, Melody supplies are short. So be aware of that. And my cherry tomatoes are just doing great. As new type of cherry tomato I've never tried before, so they're really big cherry tomatoes, and they're really good. And here we have our reality check. I'll get it out. And as you can see, on the left is supply, on the right is price, and being orange that's where our alerts are. And as you've seen up top, Brussels sprouts, the price is going up and supply is short. Herbs is another one, which is odd. I didn't see garlic on here this time. And oh look, the price is up, but it's steady at the moment, which is good. Mushrooms, again, price is going up. Chilies, peppers. Seems like peppers are going up and supplies down on all of them. Yellow squash, zucchini, and we got fruits, which is avocados. Berries are expensive, and limes issues. But there you have it, guys. Until next week, we're gonna have this will be it for the August 13th edition here. Till next week, God bless.